must build a 5-story building. And this is how you get your wealth and power. Now, the first thing you work on is economics. You started practicing group economics, making your money bounce in your own community 8 to 12 times before it leaves. The second floor is politics. Our people got that backwards. They want to get into politics before they get in the economy. Backwards as hell. You won't make it. You buy every politician with the money you made on the first floor. The third floor is your court system, your police system. You control the court system so they won't be getting 40 years in jail for having marijuana. Then the fourth floor is media. You take your money off the first floor and you buy media. Black folk own 35 thousandths of 1% in media. You don't own media, you can't communicate, can't organize, you can't motivate. The fifth floor is education. Education is a tool, just like a hammer and a saw. But you got to have an economy. See, when a kid graduates from school, the first thing you do, he should be able to go back to his own community and start building businesses and industries and drawing money into his community and hold it.
Good evening, good evening, good evening. This is Brian HRap B. Williams. Thank you for tapping in. This is 15 Minutes with HRap presented by TEODB Media. Thank you for tapping in again. As usual, hit that like. Later on, give a comment if you like, dislike, want to talk, have a topic you want me to address, or whatever. Thank you. You can catch this on, as I do every day, let you know, you can catch this on the TEODB Media, right there on the top bottom of the screen, THAENDOFDABENCH.com. This, as well as, every day I give you something from Black history. It is from One Mic History. You can go directly to One Mic History. The man's name is Country Boy. He's doing awesome work. I mean, amazing work. If you like what I'm doing, you'll triple like what he's doing. Country Boy does a great job. But do me a favor. Go to www.theendofthebitch.com. Watch the video. Country Boy gets credit. I get credit for a visit to my website. Everybody doing things. It's all about support and elevation. Now, thank you for tapping in. I thank my parents every day, Dolores and John. Without them, there's no me. Without me, there is no program. And you know how that goes. Today is a cool day for me. It's a tough topic, but it's a cool day. I feel pretty good. I'm enjoying today. Thank you for tapping in again. Like, comment, like. It's important. It's important. Thank you for the new supporters worldwide. Thank you for the supporters that I've had. Thank you for the supporters who have been here since the very, very beginning. I really, really, really appreciate you. Now, let's get on with the program. It's called Mind Games, Mind Control. We are in a situation to whereas everybody thinks our back's up against the wall. Everybody, man, it's about to be peril. Now, you know what? You have the power elite in this country. They do what they want to do to maintain that power. They have their minions and their soldiers, which people that look like each tribe is comprised of people that look like you and I and other people. We are all part of different tribes. Now, as I talk about those things, what I want you to understand is this. I'm speaking directly to my tribe, but everything that I say will be beneficial to all tribes. And if you buy into this race thing, you are part of the problem. So what is mind control? Look, a month ago, a little more than a month ago, there was an election. The next president was elected. A lot of people say, hey, yeah. A lot of people say, oh, no. And then it's, mess around and find out became the slogan. Well, this regime is attempting, one of the greatest tools of this regime is attempting to destroy your ability to learn. The reason you want to destroy the ability to learn, that's how you control people. Because if I am the only source of information, then if the only source of information is misinformation, you stay ignorant, you stay uninformed, you stay baffled. And you don't want to be either of those things. Neither one of those things puts you in an advantageous position to excel and prevail over anything or any obstacle that is in your way. They are attempting to dismantle the Board of Education. Why is that important to you? The dismantling of the Board of Education puts you in a situation of ignorance. Lack of knowledge is power over you. In what they used to call the Dark Ages, and when Europe ruled the world, they only had a 2% literacy rate. 2%. when your ancestors were enslaved on this continent and probably worldwide. I can't speak about worldwide, but I'm assuming this trope went through all continents, all countries. They made it illegal for you to learn. Why is it illegal for you to learn? Because when you learn, to quote the person who controlled a young Frederick Douglass, because he didn't own him. You cannot own a human being. You can put someone, you can enslave someone, but you cannot own a human being. If you want to do that, what you do is, like he said, though his wife was attempting to teach young Frederick Douglass how to read. First thing out of his mouth was, if you teach an enslaved person how to read, they're worthless, because we can no longer control who and what they are. And that's what we're dealing with when you want the dismantling of the Board of Education. You want the extraction of Black history from education institutions. You want the narrative to be what you want it to be. And that's where they win. See, misinformation is what led us to elect a person such as the next president. This is a person who literally told you who he was, told you what his game plan was, but misinformation, instead of telling you what I'm going to do for you, I told you what someone else didn't do for you. And a lot of those things were not true. But if you don't take the time, if you don't educate yourself, and when you educate yourself, you'll be informed. And when you're informed, you're empowered. And when you're empowered, you cannot be controlled. These are the problems. Do you understand the power of education? This is why people who are filled with hate, thriving for power, and thriving for domination don't want you next to them in a power situation, meaning the best possible education, the best possible books, the best possible tools, and things of that nature. This is why they do those things. What I'm going to show you right now is a video. The video is showing you proof of what I'm speaking of. And if I give you proof of what I'm speaking of, and at that point, we can continue. I want you to watch this. This is important. These things are extremely important. A lot of people brush them to the side. That's not okay, HRap. But no, it is important. What I'm going to do, put the video on. I'm not going to show you the entire video. You can go to my website and see the video. And if you go to my website, watch the video, hit thumbs up, hit like, hit share, and then go to Country Boy and subscribe. Subscribe. I'll be back in a second to help you out.
But without further ado, let's get started. In a brief history, early in the 20th century, the United States maintained a legally sanctioned racial caste system. Its premise was that African Americans were inferior to whites. In the crucial area of public school education, segregation was especially disadvantageous to Black students. The discrimination affected school, facilities, education, materials, teacher salaries, and transportation. And in separate Black system, they were clearly inferior to those of white students. African American children were routinely denied opportunities for economic advancement provided to white students by the public school system. So, beginning in the mid-30s, the NAACP launched a legal campaign of equalization, challenging the differences between Black and white schools. In 1950, however, the NAACP decided to stop funding equalization lawsuits in favor of attacking segregation directly. 1951, when the public school district of Topeka, Kansas refused to enroll the daughter of a local Black student of Oliver Brown to the school closest to her home, instead insisting that she ride the bus to a segregated elementary school further away. So the Browns and 12 other families in similar situations, with the help of the NAACP, filed a class action lawsuit against Topeka, Kansas School Board, alleging that segregation policy was unconstitutional. Brown's case and four other cases first came before the Supreme Court in 1952, and the court combined them into a single case under the name Brown versus the Board of Education of Topeka. On May 17, 1954, the Supreme Court issued its unanimous ruling that racial segregation in public schools was unconstitutional. The Brown verdict outraged white segregationists as much as it energized civil rights activists throughout the South, where state constitutions and state laws mandated segregated schools. Many whites complained that the decision was a tyrannical exercise of federal power. White Americans implemented a strategy of massive resistance to desegregate or deploy tactics against the growing movement of civil rights. Segregationists used criminalization, arrest, and imprisonment of peaceful protesters, as well as bombings and murders to prevent desegregation.
Why? Thank you. As you see, please, it's in the bio, in the description of the show. Click that link or go to www.theendofthebench.com, my website. Watch the video in its entirety, and you'll be educated on what I'm talking about. See, when you keep someone ignorant, they won't, if you can control someone's mind, you can control their body. You can control what they think. They'll only be enraged because they have so much information inside. See, the thing is this: when you're creative and you don't have a way to express that creativity, it turns into rage. It turns into basically a devil may gives you a devil may care attitude where I don't care about anything. I'm going to destroy everything around me because you're frustrated. You don't even know why you're frustrated. And in order to keep you in that mind state, they put you in what is called the hood now, but they put you in impoverished and an impoverished area with disadvantages academically, opportunity wise, and ways to elevate you. Now, if you are an artist and you don't know that you're an artist, it's stuck inside of you and it frustrates you. If you're a writer and you don't know how to express yourself, it's stuck inside and it frustrates you. I'm from Chicago, Illinois, as you know. I know I've met people from all walks of life. Literally, I have a friend who his name, it makes no difference, but he's a schizophrenic homeless person now. And I have a friend who's a major player in the defense of the United States of America. So I have people from all walks of life, people who are elected officials, people who are leaders of the community and things of that nature. If they are going to try to destroy our education process, they want us all to be like my friend who's homeless so they can control and lord over us. We must do everything we can to fight these things. See, people only pay attention to politics or been trained to pay attention to politics during a certain period of time every 4 years. No, you need to pay attention to politics every single day for the rest of your life. Dr. King didn't have a vacation on uplifting people. Malcolm X didn't have a vacation. Huey Newton, Fannie Lou Hamer, and Dorothy Chisholm, and others who will put in place to protect your civil rights and enhance your life. They didn't take time off. They, I got 2 years to go. No, every day was their job. Of course, they took time off for their personal lives, but you understand what I mean. What we have to do is pay attention to the fact that they're trying to dismantle the Department of Education and do away with African American studies, do away with Black history. Two different things. African American studies is the study of Black people and their culture. Black history is telling the story of what's going on in these United States of America. Two different situations, because Black people are international, worldwide, to every corner of this earth. You need to know those things. So the reason I came on today and the reason I'm bringing this up is here's a possible solution to our impending problem. What we have to do is this: instead of yelling at the preachers and yelling at the civil rights activists and the community activists and saying what they're not doing, here's an opportunity for you to present something to our pastors, our civil rights leaders, and our activists and our elected officials. What we need to do, since they want to dismantle the Board of Education, I keep telling y'all, it's over 50 million Black people in this country. I think it's more like 60, but let's just leave the number 50. It's over 50 million of us in this country, us from the exact same background, same situations, and we've excelled, and some of us have maintained, and some of us are not doing as well. That's just life. But the way we can help each other is we have 1 million churches in the United States of America. They call Black churches. We have tons of them. Go to your pastor and tell him to become friends with another pastor, and tell him to become friends with another pastor. Approach these mega churches and say, hey, we need after school programs. And then donate to those programs. And then we're going to be teaching our children literacy and Black history inside of these institutions of spirituality. And guess what? You might mess around and get something out of it. But what we do is enhance our children, enhance ourselves, and put ourselves in an advantageous situation so we don't have to always live up under the boot of the man, as they say. And then at that point, we'll have opportunities to network. We'll have opportunities to grow, and the ignorance will dissipate. We are the only community in the United States of America that was prevented to learn. It was law that we could not learn. Okay, we went from a 4% literacy rate in 1861. By 1871, we were at 84%. Not another community in the history of this country or world has ever made a jump that large. Guess what? When we start teaching each other how to learn and we're teaching each other how to read this language and learn in this language, because it literally only means you can't read this language. We are the creators of written language, so that let's not get that confused. What I want you to understand is, if you created the ability to learn, read, and write, you can learn, read, and write any language that you choose. But we pushed our people so hard that they created public schools. So guess what? We will look at our history. We are literally going to do Sankofa. We're going to bring things full circle. That Sankofa bird is a bird with an egg in its mouth representing the youth, looking back in history, looking at what we did and how we got to this point so we can move forward. We are going to Sankofa this deal. We're going to look in the past. The church, that's where people used to meet up and decide who would make a run for it. The church is where the civil rights activists used to go to and set up their meetings. The church is where we're going to rebuild our community. We're going to rebuild our community from a spiritual standpoint. We're going to rebuild our community from a communal gathering, helping each other standpoint. We're going to go financial, and then we'll go political. I understand Dr. Claude Anderson say get the money first, but guess what? We're going to use our money to finance those programs, those after-school programs and preschool programs, feeding our young people. They want to do away with the food programs in the schools. We're going to feed our young people in the morning. We're going to educate our young people in the evening, and we're going to protect our people 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. That's what I want us to do. This is what we have to do. Y'all already know tomorrow it is called, this is the Thursday program. I'm going to do this every Thursday. I'm going to do something that empowers us every Thursday. Friday is Black Friday. Well, I will tell you about ways in which we can invest in each other. I'm going to give you an entrepreneur or a way to shop with a Black person. I'll give you a book to read, whether it be educational or entertainment wise. I'll give you something to watch on TV that's for us, so we can continue to invest in us. And when we see us invest in us and they're elevated, guess what? That'll motivate us, and we'll be able to take care of us. With that being said, y'all already know, 2 fingers, 1 word. Who am I? HRap B, and I am.
And it is necessary for those people who rule over us and who rule over African people the world over, if those people are to stay in power, they must destroy our ability to love each other in a healthy sort of way. This is why